Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the personality of Godhead, unto Nar Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaite girim yat kripatam aham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers, enable the lame to cross the mountain. Okay, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are continuing reading from Canto 2, Chapter 2, and we'll be reading from text 20 up until 39, and then we'll focus on 22. So the context is Parikshit Maharaj asked questions in the last chapter, and then Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to answer them. So, yes, this is their conversation, and we'll see what they're talking about.
One's mind is always agitated by the passionate mode of material nature and bewildered by the ignorant mode of nature. But one can rectify such conceptions by the relation of Vishnu and thus become pacified by cleansing the dirty things created by them.
Okay, by the system of remembrance and by the fixed habit of seeing the all-good personal conception of the Lord, one can very soon attain devotional service to Lord under his direct shelter.
The fortunate King Parikshit, inquiring further, said, O Brahmana, please describe in full detail how and where the mind has to be applied, and how the conception can be fixed so that the dirty things in a person's mind can be removed.
Sukadeva Goswami answered, one should control the sitting posture, regulate the breathing process by the yogic pranayama, and thus control the mind and senses, and with intelligence apply the mind to the gross potencies of the Lord, called Virat Rupa.
The gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal, resultant, past, present, and future of material time is experienced.
The gigantic universal form of the personality of Godhead within the body of the universal shell, which is covered by sevenfold material elements, is the subject for the final conception.
For Virat.
Yes, 26. Persons who have realized it have studied that the planets known as Patal constitute the bottoms of the feet of the universal Lord, and the heels and the toes are the
Rasata
planets. The anglets are the Mahatal planets, and his shanks constitute the Talatal planets.
The leaves of the universal form are the planetary system of the name of Sutala, and the two thighs are the Vitala and Atala planetary system. The hips are Mahitala, and other space is the depression of the Sume.
chest of the original personality of the gigantic form is the luminary planetary system. His neck is the mud planets, his mouth is Janus planets, and his forehead is the Tapas planetary system. The topmost planetary system, known as Satyalok, is the head of he who has 1,000 heads.
Text 29. His arms are the demigods headed by Indra. The 10 directional sides are his ears, and physical sound is his sense of hearing. His nostrils are the two Ashwini Kumaras, and material fragrance is his sense of smell. His mouth is the blazing fire.
The sphere of outer space constitutes his eye pits, and the eyeball is the sun or is the power of seeing. His eyelids are both the day and night, and in the movements of his eyebrows, Brahma and similar supreme personalities reside. His palate is the director of water, Varun, and the juice of essence of everything is his tongue.
Oh,
Is
39. Vedic.
They say that the Vedic hymns are the cerebral passage of the Lord, and his jaws of teeth are Yama, god of death, who punishes the sinners. The art of affection is his set of teeth, and most alluring illusory material energy is his smile. This great ocean of material creation is like the casting of his glance over us.
Yes.
Modesty is the upper
Portion.
of his lips, and hankering is his chin religion in the breast of the Lord, and irreligion is his back Brahmajai, who generates all living being in the material world. Is he
Genitals.
And Mitra Varunas are his two testicles. The ocean in his waist, and the hill and mountains are the start of his body.
We can again continue to.
Okay, the rivers are the wings of the gigantic body. The trees are the hairs of his body, and the omnipotent air is his breath. The passing ages are his movements, and his activities are the reactions of the three modes of material nature.
Who best amongst the trees? The clouds which carry water are the hairs on his head. The termination of days and nights are his dress, and the supreme cause of material creation is his intelligence. His mind is the moon, the reservoir of all changes.
The principle of matter, Bhakta, is the consciousness of the omnipresent Lord, as asserted by the experts, and Rudradev, which is his ego. The horse, mule, camel, and elephant are his males, and wild animals and all quadrupeds are situated in the balancing of law.
Varieties of the worlds are indications of his masterful artistic science. Monil, the father of mankind, is the ample of his standard intelligence, and humanity is his residence. The celestial species of the human beings, like the Gadharvas, Vidyaras, Charana, and the angels, represent his musical rhythm, and the
Demoniac.
demonic soldiers are representations of his wonderful pose.
Virat Purusha's face is the Brahmanas, his arms are the Kshatriyas, his thighs are the Vaishyas, and the Shudras are under the protection of his feet. All the perishable demigods are also overtaken by him, and it is the duty of everyone to perform sacrifices with visible goods to appease the Lord.
I have thus explained to you the glory gross material gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead. One who seriously desires liberation concentrates his mind on this form of the Lord, because there is nothing more than this in the material world.
Text 39. One should concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who alone distributes himself in so many manifestations, just as ordinary persons create thousands of manifestations in dreams. One must concentrate the mind on him, the only all blissful absolute truth. Otherwise, one will be misled and will cause his own degradation.
Okay. So we'll focus on 22. राजोवाच यथा सन्ध्यार्थे ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता यादृशी वा हरेत् आसु पुरुषस्य मनोमलम् राजोवाच यथा सन्द्रियार्थे ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता यादृशी वा हरेत् आसु पुरुषस्य मनोमलम् राजोवाच यथा सन्धार्यते ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता यादृशी वा हरेदाशु पुरुषस्य मनोमलम् राजोवाच यथा सन्धार्यते ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता यादृशी वा हरेदाशु पुरुषस्य मनोमलम् राजोवाच यथा सन्धार्यते ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता Alex. Yadrishi vaharedashu Purushasya manomalam. Everyone together, synonyms. Raja Uvacha. The fortunate king said, Yatha, as it is, Sandharyate, the conception is made. Brahman, O Brahmana. Dharana, conception, yatra, where and how, sammata, in a summary, yadrishi, the way by which, va or hare, extricated, aso, without delay, purusasya, of a person, mana, of the mind, malam, dirty things. Translation, everyone together. The fortunate king Parikshit inquired further, said, O Brahmana, please describe in full detail how and where the mind has to be applied, and how the conception can be fixed so that the dirty things in one person's mind can be removed. Purport. Slow and nicely. Yes.
The dirty things in the heart of a conditioned soul are the root cause of all troubles for him. A conditioned soul is surrounded by the manifold miseries of material existence. But on account of his gross ignorance, he is unable to remove the troubles due to dirty things in the heart, accumulated during the long prison in the material world. He is actually meant to serve the will of the Supreme Lord. But on account of the dirty things in the heart, he likes to serve his concocted desires. These desires, instead of giving him any peace of mind, create new problems and thus bind him to the cycle of repeated birth and death. These dirty things of fruitive work and empiric philosophy can be removed only by association with the Supreme Lord. The Lord, being omnipotent, can offer his association by his inconceivable potencies. Thus, persons who are unable to pin their faith on the personal feature of the Absolute are given a chance to associate with his Virat Roop, or the cosmic impersonal feature of the Lord. The cosmic impersonal feature of the Lord is a feature of his unlimited potencies. Since the potent and potencies are identical, even the conception of his impersonal cosmic feature helps the conditioned soul to associate with the Lord indirectly, and thus gradually rise to the stage of personal contact.
Yes.
Maharaj Parikshit was already directly connected with the personal feature of the Lord Sri Krishna, and as such, he had no need to inquire from Sukdev Goswami about where and how to apply the mind in the impersonal Virat Rupa of the Lord. But he inquired after a detailed description of the matter for the benefit of others, who are unable to conceive the transcendental personal feature of the Lord as the form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. The non-devotee class of men cannot think of the personal feature of the Lord because of their poor fund of knowledge. The personal form of the Lord, like Rama or Krishna, is completely revolting to them. They have a poor estimation of the potency of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 9.11, it is explained by the Lord himself that people with a poor fund of knowledge deride the Supreme Personality of the Lord, taking him to be a common man. Such men are ignorant of the inconceivable potency of the Lord. By the inconceivable potency of the Lord, he can move in human society or any other society of living beings, and yet remain the same omnipotent Lord, without deviating in the slightest from his transcendental position. So, for the benefit of men who are unable to accept the Lord in his personal external form, personal eternal form, Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Sukdev Goswami how to fix the mind on him in the beginning, and the Goswami replied in detail as follows.
Yeah. So we all are getting like why Sukdev Goswami is describing the Virat Rupa, right? Because Parikshit Maharaj has asked this question that where, how and where to fix the mind. Now Srila Prabhupada, he's clarifying that okay, this is not the highest. The Virat Rupa is not all in all. Highest is a personal form of the Lord, that is Shyam Sundar. And Srila Prabhupada does the same in the Bhagavad Gita also. When, Arjuna asked Krishna to show his universal form, same, Krishna showed the universal form, and then Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he clarifies that this Virat Rupa is not the highest. And why? He also gives reason why. Because after seeing the Vishwarupa or Virat Rupa, Arjuna was fearful. A feeling of love didn't develop in him when he saw this form. And then he desired, Arjuna actually requested Krishna to again transform himself into the two-handed Shyamsundar form. So then Prabhupada says that the two-handed Shyamsundar form is the highest. And actually this Virat Rupa is material. And it is not permanent also. This might be, contradictory in sounding like, because this is also Krishna, like, manifestation of the Lord. But because it is material manifestation, when at the time of, dissolution, the Virat Rupa is also taken back. It's not eternal. But Krishna's spiritual form is eternal. Two-handed Shyamsundar form is eternal. So that's why the Shyamsundar form is highest. But now, what is the need for Sukdev Goswami to describe this Virat Rupa in detail? And what is the need for Parikshit Maharaj to ask this question, that where and how to fix the mind? Now, again, Srila Prabhupada is describing the purport that why if Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question. Because he is not concerned about himself, he is asking this question for the benefit of others. Similarly, we can see like Arjun, he had all the knowledge, okay. There was no need for Krishna to speak Bhagavad Gita. He already had all those knowledge. And he's pure devotee of the Lord, he would anyway fight for the Lord, right? He would do that. But he was put into illusion because Krishna wanted that to be, so that he can speak the Bhagavad Gita. And then that Bhagavad Gita can benefit people like us and many other people who don't have the knowledge of Krishna, right? So, beautiful example, Amog Leela Prabhu, he gives a beautiful example that, there are advertisement for detergent powder. So what they will do, they will take a white shirt. They will show you, okay, look at this white shirt. No stains, no nothing, no marks. What they'll do, they'll put different things like colors, ketchup, food items, and they'll make the thing dirty. Okay, now they'll show you, okay, this thing is dirty, look at it. Is it dirty? They'll say yes, people will say yes. And then now what they'll do, they'll use the detergent, they'll wash it. And then again they'll show, is it clean now again? Yeah, it is clean. So what Krishna did, Krishna took Arjuna. Arjuna was ready, like his mind was fixed, he was ready to fight. And then Krishna put him into delusion. Now Krishna, like, look at Arjuna, he's confused, bewildered, not ready to fight. And then what Krishna did? Okay, Bhagavad Gita, wash it. Wash Arjuna. So he washed Arjuna. Again he showed, okay, look at Arjuna. Is his doubts cleared? Arjuna is fixed. So, and why Krishna did that? For the benefit of others. Now, the same thing here. Parikshit Maharaj is following the footsteps of his grandfather. And there's no need for him to ask this question, but he's asking this question for the benefit of others. And Prabhupada is describing who are those people? People who are unable to fathom the personal form of the Lord. Like, I think a couple of weeks back, me and Sarthak Prabhu, we were there at U of T. And we were talking to this person. He came and he started asking a few questions, and I was explaining, what is this? And then we went deeper and deeper and deeper, and we reached a point where I had to reveal to him that Krishna or God has a personality, he is a person. So then I described, and actually he saw a picture of Krishna, in one of our books, he saw a picture of Krishna. And then he was like, who is this? I was like, this is God. Like, this is God? Blue? Blue in color, and how is this God? To describe Krishna to someone unknown, can you imagine? There's a blue color boy who plays flute, who steals clothes of young girls, and to attain him you have to be celibate, but he can do everything. So we know that Krishna's activities are all transcendental. It's not mundane like us. But how can you explain it to someone else? So not everyone can understand this personality or Krishna as a person. Most of the people, they are fixed in this impersonal form that, universe, energy, and higher power. They are yet ready to believe that there is a higher power. That's actually very good, because many people still are not ready to believe that also. They're either atheistic or agnostic. They're not sure. So they are still higher. But then the highest is devotees of the Lord, who actually accept personality of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada very intelligently, there's no term like this, Supreme Personality of Godhead, in English dictionary. He created this term, Supreme Personality. He emphasized on the personality of God. So that is there. And now, yes, Srila Prabhupada, first he talks about how our heart is contaminated. Our heart is dirty. Now, when I came to Krishna consciousness, when I started chanting, reading, little bit of hearing, I was convinced that this is not very true. At least not in my sense. My heart is not contaminated. How can be my heart contaminated? I'm very nice, very kind to others. I am always thinking of everyone's good. How can my heart be contaminated? Then slowly, when I started going, reading more, then I started like. First, everyone was a pure devotee for me. I was looking at everyone and it's like, wow, this person is so nice. They are engaged in Krishna service. They are praising devotees. They are doing very well. So everyone was a pure devotee for me. And then after some time, I started looking at their faults. Faults started popping up. Okay, like notifications. And then it was very difficult. Then I was like, everywhere I see, I only look at faults. This person is like that. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? This, that. So all those, and seeing those faults was not their fault. Okay, they had that before also, but now my anarthas or my contamination of my heart was coming out. So then I was able to see those faults. So when we see faults in others, when we see, or when the fault in someone agitates us, makes us go nuts, that is something that we need to look within also. Why is this thing making me so annoyed? Maybe that's something that I need to look within, rectify within. If I'm able to see outside, if you're able to see, everyone looks at the mirror, right? In the morning. If your tilak is slant, in the mirror, is it because there's something wrong in that mirror? No, right? It is because tilak is slant on your forehead. So if you correct it on your forehead, the tilak will be straight on in the mirror also. So the faults that we see outside are actually faults within. So if we correct it within, then we'll not be disturbed by the faults in others. So this is what we need to look at. And one quality of our Sixth Goswami is Dhir Adhir Jana Priyav. So Dhir Adhir means those who are saintly and those who are not saintly. They are dear to both of them. So you will see when a personality or when a devotee is so advanced that he is dear to everyone. Whoever looks at that devotee will be like, oh my God, this person is something different. Even if they don't know about his spiritual stature. For example, Srila Prabhupada, everyone loved him. No matter who. They will look at him and they will... I think I've heard this story somewhere where Srila Prabhupada was... So he entered somewhere and this person who later became a devotee was not a devotee and he knew nothing about Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada's presence was such that he automatically paid obeisances. He didn't wish or he didn't intentionally desire to pay obeisances, but because of Srila Prabhupada's presence, he automatically paid obeisances. He didn't understand like what, and then tears were coming from his eyes, and he was like, "What is happening?" And you will hear this from many Srila Prabhupada disciples. When they saw Srila Prabhupada for the first time, this was something that happened to them. And this is also because Paramatma within you is signaling you that this is my devotee, pay obeisances. So this happens. And if we were talking about contamination of heart and how saintly devotees, they are dear to everyone. So yes, when we see faults in others, when we see that someone is agitating us, someone is making us feel uncomfortable, maybe we need to work within ourselves. And yes, we can, if we feel like us saying something to that person will help them, and if we are going to say it with an intention to help them, then by all means you can go ahead and give them that feedback or correction. But if not, mind your own business, work on yourself. Because what happens is, oftentimes when we correct someone, it's not coming out of compassion, it's coming out of ego. And what happens when it comes out of ego? You giving them correction will disturb them, and their reaction will disturb you again, disturb you more. So it doesn't help anyone. At the end, it's all mess. The right intention behind giving feedback is to help them. My spiritual mentor, they told me, mentor, or you can say, yes, they told me that, Monil, if you cannot help someone, what is the point in judging them? What is the point in judging them? So I try to apply that. It's very difficult. It's very easy to judge, very easy to label someone that he's lazy, he's this, he's that. But it's very difficult to go there and help them. Prabhu, how can I help you? How can I help you come on time in the morning program? How can I help you do whatever, wherever you're lacking? That is the hard part. And if we see, if it is hard for us to tolerate someone, imagine what were you 3 years, 4 years back? And were you not being tolerated by others? Okay, leave everything. Were you not tolerated by your parents while growing up? Ask them how much trouble you've given to them. So, looking at all those things, we need to, be compassionate on others, little bit more compassionate on others. It can get difficult, but we have to develop this quality of compassion on others. Otherwise, what will happen is we will keep on doing this, that okay, you are like this, you are like that, we will keep on blaming others and harming our spiritual life, and they will also be miserable, others. In the morning I said, if it is difficult for you to be with someone, it must be difficult for them also to be with you. So that is actually true. If we feel like we are very exalted, you can ask one of your close friends, okay, who can be very honest with you, and they'll tell you how you are. And actually we should have friends like that, who can tell you honestly, who can give us honest feedback. And they don't oftentimes people, they don't give you honest feedbacks. Why? Because they fear losing a relationship, or they fear that it will not be the same between you, because their relationship is based on that, superficial Hare Krishna, or superficial acting nicely in front of each other. If it's based on if it's spiritual relationship and it's based on that, okay, he's a devotee of the Lord, and because of that I respect them, I love them, then you'll be able to give honest feedback also. So, and whoever gives you a feedback, consider them as your best friend, because they are your well-wishers. They are wanting good for you. They are wanting you to grow, advance, come closer to Krishna, avoid offenses. So consider them as a friend. Being nice, most of people can do, but giving feedbacks, honest feedbacks for your better, not everyone can do it. But don't also start, giving feedbacks in the ashram to each other just like that. So you have to reflect Amog Lila Prabhu again, once he gave a class here, and I remembered this, he said, before giving feedback, you should check, are you in a position to give a feedback? Do you have a relationship with them? Personal, formal. Formal means, are you in a position of authority where you can give that feedback? Or do you have a personal relationship? Are they close friends to you? Are they brothers, sisters, something like that? So then you can give a feedback. And yes, he said this too. And I add one more thing. What is your intention behind giving feedback? You should check, am I giving this feedback out of ego? Or am I giving this feedback because I really care for that person? And if your feedback is coming out of ego, you can go and pray to Krishna that, Krishna, I want to help this devotee. Can you please help me go in the right mood and give the feedback? Because see, we feel like people, they are dumb, they don't understand things. Okay, but let me tell you, people are very intelligent. They can feel things, they can understand. When you go and tell them something out of ego, they can feel that, and it will not transform them, it will not move their heart. Maybe it's too much on feedback. I don't know why I went there, but yes, we were talking about dirty things in heart. So here Srila Prabhupada was talking about how we are actually meant to serve the will of the Supreme Lord. And because of dirty desires, he uses the word because of concocted desires. Sorry. What we do is, we try to serve our desires, concocted desires. Because of dirty heart, we serve concocted desire. Yes. So now, and then he says something very, very profound. He says that instead of giving him these desires, instead of giving him any peace of mind, create new problems and thus bind him to the cycle of repeated birth and death. Now, to understand this, let's take a very simple example. Okay, this example was cited by someone, but I heard it somewhere and it's beautiful. So once in a village, there was a landlord there was a farmer who was very happy. Okay, very happy, peaceful in his life, doing his farming, earning, spending whatever he can, keeping some savings, having his personal life very nicely maintained, a wife, family, nice, everything is very good. Now, so a king is visiting or going around the village. Maybe you can correct me, you know the story. Who? Yes.
On one night, he got a horse all of a sudden. You're talking about that story, right?
No, this is different one. So a king was going around with his minister. So he was like, this Brahmana is very peaceful. How come he's very peaceful? And then his minister is like, because he doesn't have a lot of wealth. Okay. And then king is like, what do you mean he doesn't have a lot of wealth? He's like, he doesn't have a lot of wealth, that's why he's happy. Like, okay, king is like, prove that to me. I don't believe you. So what he does, a minister is like, give me 100 gold coins. So he takes the 100 gold coins and gives it to that farmer, who was not very poor, but he was satisfied with whatever was coming to his accord, and now he has this 100 gold coins. Now what happens is, his wife takes one gold coin and spends it. Okay, she takes one gold coin and spends it somewhere. She buys something and she spends that one gold coin. And then when he when the minister goes to that farmer, he's like, okay, I gave you 100 gold coins. Do you want to check if they are 100? And farmer checks and 99, one is missing. And then the farmer gets anxious, like, okay, one gold coin is missing. How can I get one more? He's like, the minister says, okay, you come and work for me. And then he works. And then he gets one gold coin. By the time he comes, his wife goes and spends 2 more. And then again he counts, one less. So again he's like, my God, how can I earn 2 gold coins? Then again he goes, he works more, he works overtime, gets 3 gold coins. Now his wife again goes and spends some gold coins. So you see how his life was okay. The minister added some wealth, and then there was a desire to maintain that wealth. And in doing that, his peace was gone. So we are also sometimes, you see, people in village, I've grown up in a village for at least some part of my life. They're very peaceful, very happy. What they have some animals, 2-3 cows, a bullock cart, a small farm. And what the daily activities, they will go to their farm, work throughout the day, eat there, take a nap, come back, and spend some time with the family and sleep. Do their daily worship. That is important in their life. They will do their daily worship and they'll sleep. They're peaceful. Okay. Their house is modest. They don't have a big building. They don't have a lot of material facilities, but they are doing okay. And what happens is, slowly this material advancement, then like the wants are being transformed into needs. There's everything that many things that we have today are not actually needs, they're wants, but they are transformed into needs by whatever factors, and then we work very hard to maintain those needs. Like if you see a person who is earning a lot of wealth, their standard of living will be higher. This thought came into my mind right now, that their standard of living is not higher, their standard of dying is higher. Because anyway, all those things are going to go when they die, and many of the things, they are taking actually them closer to death faster, like wine, eating all sorts of things, and doing things. We don't want to go there, but what I was talking about is that this Prabhupada is talking about this concocted desire. Concocted desire means there's one desire, and then from that desire many more desires develop, and then from that desire many more desires develop. So what happens is it keeps on increasing. And Prabhupada also talks in many purports, he talks about how in material world they are trying to solve a problem, and in doing that they are creating more problems. And it is very evident. If we see, first they created car, okay, and for car they need fuel, okay. Now they need fuel, so they're taking out fuel, and now when there's fuel shortage, we are running out of fuel. What happens? They created a solution, very good solution. What is the solution? Electric car. Very nice. So electric car, they created electric car. Now with electric car comes another problem. What is that? Battery. Now they need to charge battery. Now what happens is that when this battery is dead, it is very hard to dispose it. And that disposing that battery, they call it green revolution. Is it really green? It's not green. It's not green. Because what will happen when you dispose that battery? It will cause more harm to the environment, to nature. So this is material nature. There was once a scientist, they said that You cannot solve the problems with the same mind that created it in first place, the same mindset that created it in first place. So you cannot solve material problem with material mindset. You can solve material problems with spiritual mindset. And you can see, if you follow Srimad Bhagavatam, if you can follow the Vedic lifestyle, then it's so much in harmony with nature. If you see the Vedic lifestyle, it's very much in harmony with nature, doing the very minimal harm to nature, and everyone is peaceful. They have peace of mind. Growing up, I didn't even know that what this anxiety, stress, this kind of words they mean. And here it's very common, like people, it's a daily term or word they use. Oh, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling anxious, I'm getting anxious. So yeah, this is there. Do we have, oh, okay, I didn't realize time. So yes, this is what happens when we have, our heart is dirty, and because of that we have concocted desire, and to fulfill those desires, what happens is we lose peace of our mind and we go nowhere, and we are entangled in cycle of birth and death. So this is yes, this is where I'd like to end. And if there are any questions, any comments, we have 5 minutes. Yes, Vandru.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much for today's class. My question is that you mentioned one point that if you can't help someone, then what's the point on judging them, right? So how to help someone without judging them?
Yes. So you can. The point is that we have to stop just judging them. Judging means you're labeling them. Okay, he is like that. Nothing can happen. You're putting an end to that. You're declaring a universal statement that it is not changeable. For example, if I'm labeling you are lazy, now I'm putting an end to all the possibilities of you improving. What is the right way to do it is that if you see someone being lazy, you don't have to judge them that he is lazy. You have to dig deeper. What is causing them to be like this? Or how can I help them come out of this? How can I help them be better? So this is the right mindset. Judging them means you are considering yourself the Supreme Personality of God and you're declaring something. That is judgment. Okay. Does that help? Or
Yeah, I also had a similar example. Like, for example, I want to give something to Vishesh Pro, like how to become good ashram leader. Basically, he will know that he is not a good ashram leader.
I mean, if you're giving feedback, means that person also has to accept that there's something that they were lacking or there's something that they can improve on. And that is feedback now. If you're doing all well, or there's one beautiful thing that whenever you give feedback, don't say but. There's a method called feedback sandwich, where you start with positives and then you give room of improvement. So you don't say, okay, Prabhu, you're a very nice cook, you cook very well, you're also taking care of the ashram very well, residents are very happy with you, but. So when you say but, it cancels all those things that you said in before. And it also makes them feel like, okay, you said all those things just so that you can give me that feedback. I'm telling this because I've done that. It's experience. And because I had a close relationship with them, they also gave me the feedback on my feedback, that your feedback was not correct. So, yes, always use and the room of improvement. Always use room of improvement, not negatives or, have that thing where you can say that you're doing okay, Prabhu. If you do this, you can be better. So like that. And yes, no one can be 100% wrong. There's something good that they will be doing. And there's somewhere they will be lacking. Because we are all going on the same direction, purifying ourselves and making us better servants of Krishna, better servants of devotees.
Yeah, once that's why Maharaj said this one thing. He said this thing very naturally. We are all conditioned souls. Usually we don't know that.
Yes, we are all conditioned souls, including ourselves. Including ourselves. Because many times we remember the part where we say all conditioned souls. But, ourselves we are missing from that equation. So we have to remember, we are also conditioned. Maybe a little bit more than others. But we are also conditioned, yes.
How can I control over my desire? Because as a mother, you are very young age, you have more desire. But as a mother, I have so many desire for the welfare of my kids. And I don't want to express my views even in front of Krishna. But it goes in my mind. So how should I control?
And I'm in no position to guide a mother on how to control desires over son.
You have read so many things because it's my first stage to enter in this spirituality.
Yes. So what you can do is you can try and see your children as someone related to Krishna, because they are related to Krishna anyway, right? They are part and parcel of Krishna. They are children of Krishna. And now what are you doing? You are a caretaker. Krishna has given you the responsibility to take care of them. So you are a caretaker. Now what happens is we feel like they are my children. So we remove Krishna out of equation. But when you keep Krishna in equation, what happens is you are okay. You're okay when things go your way. You're okay when things don't go your way also. And it's okay to have desires. It's okay to, wish better future for them, wish well for them. But always see them in connection with Krishna. That, okay, I want to make them a better person. I want to give them good education. I want to do whatever possible for them because they are children of Krishna. Because they are related to Krishna. Desires are material, and that is okay. We have a material body. We need to take care of material desires also. We need to do the needful, but always try to connect it back to Krishna. And you can go to Krishna and pray that, Krishna, you've given me this opportunity to be a mother of 2 wonderful kids who are very dear to you. So help me take care of them, and always remember you while taking care of them. Yes. Any other questions, comments? If not, then we can end here. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.